This is Dan Tortora here with Austin Collins. Austin, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. You had that hindsight 2020 making the decision to come from Louisville over to Syracuse. What are your thoughts now that you look back on that decision?
No regret. Love both systems. Had a privilege to working with Coach Williams before when he was at Louisville. Both working very hard. I'm really happy with the decision. I think it was good for me to move positions to center for looking forward, and obviously in the NIL space and era that benefited me as well.
And you talked about working with Coach Williams before. He doesn't mince words. He tells you how he feels. What are your thoughts on that tough love, but also the fact that, when he's on you, it's because I would imagine he sees more in you?
Yeah, definitely. And I think all coaches do that in their own right. Some you might not feel that sense of wanting you to do better, but I think most of the time, especially with Coach Williams, he does a good job of getting on you on the field, to whether it's effort or just plain assignment, and then come back into the meeting room. Does a really good job of being able to explain in depth why he needs it in another way or just needs more out of you.
You talked about moving to center. It's an extremely important role on the team. You're the first to touch the ball. Everybody thinks about the quarterback, but you're the one who has the ball in your hands. Coach Fran Brown had spoken about you in camp, and just hearing your name, how you've just kind of risen yourself on this team and on this line. What do you feel like you've done to excel and to kind of up the ante on your game to be the center, to be the person that is going to have that ball in your hands to start off the drive?
Knowing it's a personal challenge for myself, I think there's so much more to center than just snapping the ball. You got to ID the front. You got to mic ID. You got to tell the line what we want to have a successful play, every play. So I think for me, it's just rising to the challenge every day, and also have the realization that 6 out of the 7 days a week are practice, and knowing that you're not going to be perfect every practice, but knowing to accumulate what you've missed during the week and bringing it and trying to be as perfect as you can during the game is the challenge I'm challenging myself with. So try to be as close to perfect as I can during the game, fixing all the mistakes I made during practice so the team can have success.
What's it like working with Steve Angeli?
It's great. It's good getting to know him and Ricky. I personally, being the center, knowing I'm going to be the center, I wanted a decision. So, either guy I was going to be good with, and definitely with Steve, us both coming in at the same time, having that chemistry and just golfing throughout the summer, things like that. He's a great guy, and he commands the best out of us on the front line, and I think he's going to do very well for us, and we're going to complement each other very well.
A couple more for me. You said you golfed through the summer with Steve. Who's better?
We both had our days.
Okay.
There's smack talk from both of us. We're usually a scramble format with other guys, so some days I get the better partner than him, or vice versa. So it just depends.
And a final note, Coach Hicks said that you were the toughest guy on the offensive line. Coach Hicks doesn't say something unless he believes it. What does it mean to you, the faith that he has in you and what he's already seen in you before there's even been a game played for you at Syracuse?
Right. First of all, I think it's a huge compliment coming from a guy that's done this literally his whole life after his building career. I think that my toughness being at my size is kind of a non-negotiable. It's something you have to have. Being a smaller guy, technically, as an O-lineman, but at center is something that is important to be tough, because if you don't come out with confidence or that toughness, the guys to your right and left are going to feel that from you. So it's important to try and go smack somebody in the mouth first plate and command that from the other guys as well.